Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited to be sitting down in front of the camera and filming a look for y'all today. It has been a hot minute since I have done this, so you will have to bear with me because I may have forgotten how it works, if I'm gonna be completely honest. But today I'm gonna be doing new makeup. So I have nothing on my face except, obviously I've done my brows, I primed my eyes, and I have used the Jane Iredale Enlighten Plus concealer as my corrector under my eyes, but that is all I have on. And I believe I have new makeup for every step. Might prove myself wrong as I get into it, but I think I do. Now, just because some of this is new to me doesn't necessarily mean it's new to the market. I will obviously preface that as I go along, but let's go ahead and jump in and get ready using some new makeup. I got my hair cut, so I don't know how well it's gonna stay back, but I do need it out of my face. And my cowlick, y'all, it's so funny. Audrey Kate calls it cow tongue. She has really bad cowlicks, just like me. And she says, oh, my cow tongue is messing up today. It's so funny. Anyways, okay, let's get started. So the first thing I'm gonna do is foundation. And this is the foundation that we're gonna be using today. This is the brand new Estee Lauder Double Wear Sheer Long Wear Makeup Broad Spectrum SPF 19. I am gonna be using the color 3-in-1 Ivory Beige. It is darker than my face. It matches my arms, just letting y'all know. This is $43. It comes in 26 colors and it is 1 ounce, I believe. It doesn't say on this packaging. But it's basically, I feel like we all know Double Wear, right? I mean, it's been a cult favorite for a very long time. This is very thin, so you do need to shake it up. And from what I understand, this is just basically a more sheer formula of the Double Wear. I am not going to compare this to Double Wear Light, the old Double Wear Light. A, because it's been quite a while since I have used that one, so I don't know that I'll be able to remember everything. But also B, from what I do remember, they're not similar. Like, this is basically a liquid. You see how it just, I mean, it's very, very, very thin in consistency. I don't even pick it up with my finger and apply it. I put it directly onto a brush. This is the IT Cosmetics number 115. And then I just kind of stipple it into the skin. So what I have found, because this is definitely not the first time that I have used this, is that this is a sheer formula. I mean, I would say sheer to light coverage. I do find it's a little buildable, but I don't think you get like an extreme medium coverage from this. I really don't. And as you can see, it says it's a matte makeup, but it really is more natural. Like, I don't feel like it's flat matte at all. I do feel like it's a little even more natural than the original Double Wear. So this is with the foundation, and this is without. So you see I have a little bit of redness, which sometimes tends to peek through. So if I want to, I'll take a little bit more and just really stipple and concentrate it in on that cheek where my redness tends to peek through the most. I do feel like I have to use more too. Like, I just had to put more on my hand than I ever had to do with the original. So keep that in mind. So this is the foundation. See how it's not matte on me at all. In fact, it doesn't even wear matte throughout the day unless I cover it with like an extremely matte powder, which I'm not really fond of. It looks more natural. So if you're looking for something that is as matte as the original, I don't think this is going to be it for you. At least it isn't on my skin, and it is definitely more sheer. I'll do my final thoughts at the end. Let's talk about concealer. I'm gonna be using the new Lancome Teint Idole Ultra Wear All Over Concealer. This comes in 20 colors. It's $29. It's meant for under eyes and like imperfections on the face. I keep meaning to try it as a foundation all over because I do think it would work great for that. It does have a little bit of a different doe foot. Like, it's really large, but it doesn't hold a ton of product on. So I guess that's good because I don't find that you really need a lot of product with this. But it's just something to keep in mind. Like, if you were going to be using it as a foundation, you're going to have to go in quite a bit for some more product. So I am using the color, it just says, 260 Bisque Neutral, which is the same color I use in the Teint Idole foundation. So I'm just going to push this in lightly with my e.l.f. beauty sponge. I had a comment on one of my like playing with new makeup videos from a while ago. I guess somebody found it, was watching it, and they were like, how can you even talk about that concealer when you're putting it over a corrector? Like, how can you even talk about how it works? Well, I use a corrector every single day that I wear makeup. So in order for me to know how a concealer works, I need to test it like I wear other concealers every single day, which again is over a corrector. So I am testing it to where I know it'll work for me, even though it's going over a corrector. So hopefully that explains that. Again, I'll give my final thoughts, but it is, I would say, a solid medium coverage. It's definitely not the fullest coverage concealer that I have ever used, but it's really easy to blend in and it wears well throughout the day. So I'm gonna let those kind of cream products, because they're the only ones that we're gonna use, set in, and I'm going to use my Wayne Goss Pearl Palette. Now, I talked about this in my favorites, and I do believe when I linked it, it was out of stock. I'm hoping that it comes back into stock soon. But I had a couple people ask me for that specific eye look that I had on in that video. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that eye look for you, and also show you this new palette, because it is one of the newer eyeshadow palettes in my collection. So I am only going to be using this in one cream shadow. So I'm going to go into this pink color right here on my Refer number 15 brush and use this as my crease color. And I like to go a little high. I have deeper set eyes, so I like to really go on this actual brow bone right here so that it doesn't get lost. And I open my eyes, because while I don't have hooded eyes, deep set, sometimes if you only concentrate on that specific crease with a skinnier brush, you can get that color lost a little bit. So I like to bring it up on this very pronounced brow bone that I have. And then I am going to use a cream shadow. Now this one is actually like a limited edition. This is the Beauty Counter Sunstone Cream Shadow. It came in like a set in their holiday collection last year. They launched new cream shadows. I'm not a consultant with them anymore, so I didn't like do any kind of the pre-sales or anything, but I really am interested in getting a few of those cream shadows. So if anybody is a consultant with Beauty Counter or has the cream shadows, please let me know which one of the new ones is most similar to this Sunstone color. Because I have been using this, I probably should have talked about it in my favorites. The only reason I didn't is because you can't get this specific one. I have been using it a lot as kind of an extra base for my lid colors, because it is very neutral. It's like a very nude color. So it is gonna work under golds and pinks and bronzes. I mean, it'll work under anything, and it doesn't really change the color that you put on top. It just kind of makes it pop a little bit more. Now, I have used the Wayne Goss palette without this, okay? It's still beautiful. It's just, this is how I have been using it lately. So I'm gonna go in with this shade right here in the middle. I'm gonna start out using a flat brush. This is an old Sedona lace that you can't get anymore. Any flat shader brush will work. I'm just gonna pat that on top of that cream shadow, and then I'm gonna take my pinky, because I feel like you get the best payoff with your finger. That first kind of brush layer was like a crumb coat, for lack of a better phrase. I'm gonna go in with the Essence Smoky Eye Brush, which I don't know if you can still get this or not. If you can, I will link it down below. Extremely affordable, and I love the size. And I'm gonna go into this matte color right here, which is probably my favorite color in the whole palette. It's just so glorious. Not too dark, so I'm just gonna do a little bit of definition. It marries really well with that pink color in the crease. And again, it's not forming a super smoky eye because it's not extremely dark. I'm just kind of finishing out that eye look on the corner, giving a little bit more definition and rounding out the look. And then finally, for the look that I had in the other video, I took this really soft gray color on my Refer number 29, which is my absolute favorite eyeliner brush of all time. And I did a very soft liner. Now this is gonna be extremely soft because it's not a super dark color. And that's not really what I want with this look. I don't want to darken it up that much. I just want to give just a little bit of definition on that lash line, and that color is perfect for that. I did set my under eyes with my beloved Pat McGrath under eye setting powder. Now for the face setting, I am gonna be using this new to me, don't believe it's new in general, but new to me, Osmosis finishing powder in translucent. So it looks like this, and it's just a, oh, don't want to mess it up, translucent finishing powder. I'm going to be using the Osmosis, I always say that, Osmosis full face brush, which I have been using a ton lately, no matter what powder I'm using. It's just so good. It's so big. It's very fast, and it just works with every powder. So I'm going to dip that into the powder and then just tap it on to the face. Now this does say it's translucent. I don't find it brightens up, you know, my face, but I'm not quite sure how it would do on super dark. I say that, but it really does blend into the skin like invisibly. So that is the Osmosis. Now, I have not tried this one. I have only tried their foundation powder, and I do prefer to use the foundation powder to set makeup because it goes a little shiny on me if I use it by myself, and even when I do set makeup. But for a super dewy look, I like the foundation powder. This one definitely keeps things a little bit more matte, but it's not flat matte. It's more of a natural matte, and I have really been liking this. And so far, all of the foundations that I have used it with, it's worked great. Again, another product that I don't think is new, but it's new to me. I actually got this in a BoxyCharm. This is the Iconic London Ultimate Bronzing Powders. It's a very large bronzing powder. This is in the shade Medium Bronze, and it's really pretty. I'm going to use my Forever 22 brush. And even though my hair is back, y'all know I have to act like I'm holding it back. I cannot apply bronzer if I don't do that. It is a thing. I don't know what else to call it. It's a thing. But this is really pretty. This is a matte bronzer, so it's not going to give any kind of sheen to the skin. It's a really pretty color because it's not too dark. And I do find that this is really pretty buildable. So I'm not, I don't really have to worry about putting too much on my face at one time. A lot of times when I'm working with super pigmented bronzers, I can tend to go way overboard. So I like something that is more buildable so that it saves me time blending out in the end. But I really do like this. I do think it's massive. You get 0.59 ounces, which might be the biggest bronzer I have in my collection. And I enjoy it. I don't have a ton of things from Iconic, but I'm loving this. Now for blush and highlight, the House of Sillage sent me this beautiful package for their Walt Disney collection. And y'all, it is so pretty. This is the box. You open it up and it's got all of the beautiful makeup products. And then you take that out and it comes with this oh so cute makeup bag. So you've got Mickey on one side and Minnie on the other. Just, oh, love this so much. My kids adored it. It comes with a lip gloss, 2 lipsticks, a face palette, and an eyeshadow quint. I think I'm going to be using the eyeshadow quint in an Instagram Get Ready With Me, which I'm starting to do this week. So be sure you are following me on Instagram because they will be going up every Wednesday, just like old times. But they do have a complexion duo, which you've got Mickey on, and it is a highlight and a blush. Now, I have not used any of these products yet, so this is going to be a first impression. So let's use this highlight shade in Joyful, and I'm going to use my normal Anastasia A23 brush. That's pretty. It looks more intense on my viewfinder than it does on the skin. That's weird. It looks like it's popping on my viewfinder, so we'll see how it comes across on like the final product once I edit. Pink one, this pink blush is called Pink Bow, and it has a little Mickey ears. So cute. So I'm going to use my It Cosmetics brush for that. It's not super dark, so I would say like my skin tone, maybe 1 shade darker. That's pretty though. Would be able to use this. It comes off on the skin, I feel like darker than it looks in the pan. That's really pretty. And y'all, this packaging, so good. Let's buff out. Can you tell I need a new Hourglass powder? I sure wish Hourglass knew who I was, but alas, I don't think they ever will. This is the Radiant Light. And I use this almost every day. Sometimes I'll use my Guerlain powder pearls, but this is how I buff. If you are new to me or my channel. I do this when I'm done with all of my face makeup. And I am not using light pressure. I typically don't go on my forehead. I don't know why I just did. It just blends everything together. It's a step I don't miss. And so far, Radiant Light is my favorite color of the Hourglass powders to do that step with. I'm going to go back into the Wayne Goss palette and put a little bit of that pink shade on my Wayne Goss number 20 brush and buff this under my eyes. Somebody asked me, I don't know if it was on Instagram or YouTube, if I still use the number 20 to buff under my eyes, and I do. I will go between this, the Wayne Goss number 19, or the Refer, I feel like it's 14 maybe. They're small little pencil type brush like this. I rotate between those three. Before I move on to mascara, I'm going to use my Chantecaille Rose Water Mist to kind of refresh everything. This is one of my favorites, y'all. I have 2 backups. I never said I wasn't crazy when it comes to stuff like that, but I have 2 backups. All right, I'm going to do my mascara off camera. I'm going to go ahead and tell you that I'm using the Ilia, the brand new Ilia Fullest Volumizing Mascara. But I am doing a kind of battle of the new clean mascara videos that I'm going to have up in a couple of weeks. And so I'm going to film this separate for that video, and I'm going to save my thoughts on it for that. So be sure to stay tuned for that, but I'll be right back to finish up with lips. Okay, guys, all we have left to do is lips. And I'm going to be using, again, something that I don't think is new, but it's new to me. This is from Osmosis Color, and it is Baby Doll. It's their long-lasting lip color. And surprise, surprise, it's a nude pink. I had this on in my favorites video as well. I love the size of it. Skinny enough to where I don't feel like I'm going to get lipstick outside of my lip lines. Y'all know me, I have to have some kind of gloss, and this is a little lighter than I was wanting. I got the new Wet Set Undressed Collection Lip Oil Trio from Kosas. I purchased this from Sephora. I hope it's still available. I do think maybe you can even get these separately now. Don't quote me. But I love the Kosas lip oils. And these are all more of like the nude, pinky type colors. There is Unbuttoned, Unhooked, and Unzipped. Unzipped is more of like a clear. And then Unhooked is more of a nudie pink, and then Unbuttoned is the more dark color. So I think I'm gonna go with Unhooked. Y'all, the texture of these is like unlike any other lip product that I have. And you can see how shiny it makes the lips. I love it so much. All right, and we can't go without a fragrance. This is definitely not new. This is, a lot of people say Olympia. I feel like the way it's spelled, it's Olympia, but either way. And it's Legend by Paco Rabanne. So this is not the original. This is a flanker of Legend. And I'll pop the notes up. It's plum, apricot, sea salt, floral notes, ginger flower, vanilla, tonka bean, sand, and amber. This is definitely more of a summer perfume for me. So I'm not gonna be able to wear it for too much longer, but it is really pretty. It is salty. And I've never thought I would explain a perfume like that, but it does have that salt note. So if you're not somebody who thinks they're gonna like that, you may not like this. It is a bit stronger. I do get that plum and apricot on the top, but I get that salt, and the salt stays throughout. It does, dry down to that more like vanilla tonka bean kind of softer fragrance, but it's still a little bit a beast mode. And again, that salt cuts throughout the entire length and wear of the perfume. But I really like this. Definitely think about trying it out. You can get it at discounters. I will see if I can find it and link it down below. But as far as designers go and summer perfumes, I do like this. I find it to be very unique. And with as many perfumes as I have in my collection and as many that I am acquiring, I'm finding that I only want unique scents. There's so many scents that smell like something else. I'm really only wanting to add unique scents to my collection, and this definitely is one that I would consider unique. Okay, that's it. That is the final look. Let's talk about real quick final thoughts. This, as you can see, I'm like a little dewy. I don't find this to be super matte. I do find it to be long wearing on me, but if I had super oily skin, I'm not sure. I have not watched any other reviews. I feel like I have seen thumbnails of people that I know have oily skin say they love this. I'm just telling you how it works on me. It works great, but it's not as matte, or I don't want to say long lasting, but it doesn't stay as matte, start as matte or stay as matte as the original Estee Lauder. So I guess I should say if I have clients that are oily skin, I would choose the original over this one. But I like it. Is it one that I'm like, oh my goodness, you have to go run out and buy it, it's now in my top 5? No, but I don't dislike it. Same goes for the Lancome concealer. There's a couple other new concealers that I'm very interested in trying. This one's great. I have seen some thumbnails of people say it's the end-all be-all of concealers. For me, it's not. The Clinique Eraser Concealer is still in my top spot currently. It just wears the best, but this is not bad. It doesn't crease real bad on me. It wears well throughout the day. I don't really have anything negative to say about this. It just doesn't stand out as my absolute favorite, but it's good. Already talked about how much I love the eye palette. This, I mean, I think it's very pretty. I like it, and stay tuned because I will be, again, using the eye quint and the lipstick and lip gloss on Instagram, so be sure and follow me there. But this is super pretty. Love the lips. I already knew that. The bronzer, the powder, love. Really, it's been a very successful look using new makeup. So hopefully you enjoyed this. Be sure and like and subscribe before you leave so you don't miss out on any future videos. And if there's any new makeup that I just have to try because you've tried it and you absolutely love it, be sure and share that with me in the comment section below. I hope you're all staying happy, healthy, safe, and sane, and that most of all, you go out and have a very blessed day.